We are joined now by former Obama National Security Advisor Tom Donilon and Washington Post columnist David Ignatius. David, what's your reaction to what happened in Turkey?
The first thing to say is that watching that video of the bomb going off as the demonstrators are dancing is just horrifying. It's haunting. The Obama administration's initial sense is that it's too early to assign blame. The Turkish government believes this is the work of ISIS, has not publicly said that, but that's their belief. ISIS was responsible for the last big bombing in Turkey in July, which killed 33 people. The one thing you can say about this is whoever did it was trying to deepen the wedge between the ruling AK party of President Erdogan and the Kurdish activists who are part of Turkish politics but are also key U.S. allies in the fight against ISIS inside Syria and Iraq. So, you know, this was an attempt to create division, and it may well do just that.
Yeah. What are the repercussions, do you think, Tom?
Well, I think that this is the next nation in the region under great pressure. Right now, I think it's we're heading into a period of significant instability for Turkey. It comes from a lot of different sources coming at the same time. There's a renewed battle going on between the Turkish government and Kurdish separatist forces. We had a peace process for a while that's fallen apart. There's a real direct challenge from ISIS now, after Turkey's now entered into the fight against ISIS. There's real political instability in the country right now and division leading up to these elections in November. Erdogan lost his majority last June and called snap elections in November. There's an economic slowdown, and the UN has registered 1.9 million refugees from Syria. So President Erdogan has his work cut out for him, and I think the country's under significant pressure.
Let me ask you about Syria. The train and equip program from this administration is basically now over. It's judged to be a failure. What happened?
Well, I think we need to look very hard at what happened, and I think that the policy needs a refocus and needs to be re-energized across a number of dimensions. But this capacity building issue is a broader issue for the United States. How do we provide the help to countries to be able to do these projects on their own? And this was obviously a serious failure. Re-energize and refocus, though, I think we need to put together a serious campaign in the north against the ISIS so-called capital of Raqqa. I think we need to look at the safe haven issue. We need a re-energized and more effective air campaign. We need to cut off financing. There's a lot of things that need to have happen here, but this is a serious failure.
David, is this a failure that could have been foreseen? Training and equipping didn't work exactly very well in Iraq in some ways. In certain, also, if it had been started earlier when somebody like Secretary Clinton had pushed for it, would that have made more sense? What do you make of this?
I think the administration has got to face up to the reality that this is an intelligence and policy formulation disaster. This has been coming at us in slow motion since ISIS broke out in Iraq. That was over a year ago. Our Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, said the administration underestimated the threat posed by these people. A year later, they rolled through Ramadi in Iraq. Same thing, underestimated. We've had a program to train and equip Syrian rebels that ended up being a catastrophe. Why didn't we see that coming? So President Obama this week hit the reset button. Okay, we're going to stop doing the things that don't work. We're going to try to do more of the things that do work. Okay, fine, but you do need to look at why these mistakes kept happening the last 2 and 3 years before you're going to be able to get the policy right. And that's what I hope the White House will face up to. Why is this going wrong?